I'm going.
Hold it, Templar. Now put it down. Slowly.
Busy, Potter?
It's our former Siberia.
What was the Colonel up to?
Dr. Snips, crazy scientist. For the last 26 years, he's been building a super rocket to destroy London.
Where?
Well, it's just what the Colonel was about to find out. Excuse me. Ridiculous.
Where do I start?
You're to go to the Magnum record shop, booth 7. The chief will speak to you there.
Chin up, Potter.
It was so damned unsporting.
It certainly wasn't cricket. Keep the change.
He's heading east.
Can't miss him. It's like following a cue ball.
That's the car. That's the car. They must have gone inside. Pull up where you can.
Sure hope you make friends easy. Right on, brother. He's heading on in.
Good afternoon. Bourbon and water, please.
First booth will do.
Tell him, Neat, would you?
Huh?
No ice.
That's extra, man.
I'd like something on the side as well. Information. 3 men and a girl came in.
Relax, baby.
Well, we got the water down in our valley. That takes care of the weather. Now let's get
Bene,
serious
grazie.
for a moment. This is important.
Your secretary was kind enough to provide this tape. Explained in your capacity as a spy, but not the big one. Not your whereabouts at the time of the murder. What strikes you about this picture?
The T-33 Silver Star. I see that you visited with me again in my absence.
I have a warrant for that, too.
You have a warrant for everything.
What strikes you about that picture?
I was younger and more beautiful then.
Not that it was taken 15 years ago in Korea. Not the fact that at that time, your hairline is receding.
How stupid of me.
What strikes me, sir, looking at you now, 15 years later, is that you now have a healthy crop of hair.
Luxuriant. I wear a piece, a hairpiece.
That's what I told the art guy down at headquarters. I said, figure this fella to be bald. And working on that assumption, sir, he took an hairbrush and he removed all your hair. This is the same picture.
Removed all of it?
Yes. And then he put on a wig and he added a mustache and a beard and some glasses.
Ah! Steinmetz! Ah, dear old friend, Mr. Steinmetz. That's marvelous. Very clever fellows you've got. It's really wonderful.
I want you to hear the tape.
Yes, I'll hear it. By all means, go ahead.
The early part.
Speech for Mr. De Fonte to be delivered before the commodity brokers' lunch.
Right here. That sound. That sound, sir, is the closing of Venetian blinds. That's the sound.
So I closed the blinds. What's so special about that?
That direction is east.
Please don't give me a lesson in geography.
At 5 minutes past 6, the sun came up. An hour or so later, give or take a few. The following morning, sir, to finish your speech, you sat down. And when you started to dictate, the early morning sun got in your eyes. And you then arose, went to the window, and closed the blinds.
Let me see. I closed the blinds for privacy.
But you're on the 3rd floor, sir.
Yeah.
Why would you require privacy?
Oh, there are other buildings in the neighborhood, higher buildings.
But they're all office buildings, sir. There's no one in them at night.
But this is an office building. I was in it at night. Why should not other people be in their offices? Why don't you play the tape, carry on from there, and you will see that, in fact, it had to be night. I'd like to thank the officers of your association for inviting me here. It seems like only yesterday I was crushing the grapes in my father's vineyard. If you don't believe me, I'll show you the bottom of my feet. One foot still has a Cabernet stain, and the other... Did you hear that?
Yes, sir, I heard it.
You heard the chimes? These guys with law degrees. Did you count them?
Yes, sir, there are 11.
11. So it had to be 11 o'clock at night. It could not have been 11 o'clock in the morning. You can check with my secretary. Let's get back.
No, sir, it couldn't have been at night. Couldn't have been night.
Feel about overproduction, but it's gonna be all right. There's a food shortage all over the world. There's no reason for the price to fall. Look at Southeast Asia. They need our crops more than ever now because of the tragic events there in the past 10 years. This extra demand for our extra supply is gonna make for a proper marriage in the marketplace. And if you're worried about the Chinese, don't be. They may pull out of the Olympics, but not out of the soybeans. You lost me again, Mr. Colombo.
I did some checking. Newspapers, wire services, TV newsrooms. I checked everywhere. And I ended up calling the Peking News Bureau.
Did you?
And at 6:20 a.m. on the morning of the De Fonte speech, 6 hours and 20 minutes past midnight, 7 hours and 20 minutes past the time that you claimed that you were writing this speech. And to the shock of the world, the Chinese pulled out of the Olympics.
Did they?
You couldn't have written that speech the night before. There's no way in the world. It hadn't happened yet.
What made you stay on it? Was it the coat?
Yes, sir.
I'm Elaine Pearson.
Oh, yeah. Last time I was here, we had a high old time, didn't we?
I don't understand.
Makes two of us, would you excuse me?
I work here.
Oh, really? I didn't know they had hostesses at a place like this.
I'm not a hostess. I'm Mr. Alexander's assistant.
Oh, Alex, how's he been making out these days?
He wants to have a word with you.
What about?
Come now, don't pretend you don't understand.
I'd like to have several words with him.
Follow me, then.
My signature.
Really, Mr. Drake, that one.
You frighten me, Mr. Alexander.